everyone, this is Garrick bringing you another episode of Action Figure This Out. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Classic J. Garrick Flash. Now, I picked this guy up at my local comic book shop, Heroes Comics in Canada. I got this guy with Superboy, Eradicator, and Deadman, so shout out to Heroes Comics for hooking this new wave of figures up. So before we get started, let's just take a quick look at the packaging here. On the front, you're going to see the figures through the window, along with all his accessories. He comes with an extra pair of hands, some Speed Force effects to make it look like he's generating lightning while he's running. At the bottom, it says DC Multiverse, The Flash, J. Garrick. On the side here, you're going to see where this figure comes from. It says The Flash, J. Garrick, from J. Garrick, The Flash Age. On the back, you're going to see a portrait-like picture of J. Garrick. It kind of looks like a painting, but this is something that you see in the comics. On the side here, you're going to see it says The Flash, J. Garrick, and for anybody who needs it, here's the barcode at the bottom of the box. Perfect. So let's action figure this out and take a look at this figure out of the packaging. Alright, so before we get started, let's just take a quick look at the height of this figure. So in inches, J. Garrick stands at roughly around 7 1/4 inches, 7 1/2 inches to the top of his wings. And that roughly equates to something of around 18.5 to 19 centimeters tall. So let's take a closer look at this figure. After a strange and bizarre laboratory accident, J. Garrick awoke to discover that he had gained amazing abilities. He could move at superhuman speeds, far beyond those of any normal man or woman. Donning a costume and a stylized metal helmet based on the one worn by the Roman god Mercury, J. Garrick used his powers to fight crime and protect the citizens of Keystone City. He became the fastest man alive, the hero of Earth 2, the Flash. So right away, I'm just going to say that we've been waiting for this version of Flash for a while. This is the classic Justice Society look that a lot of us have been waiting for. He comes with some extra hands. So these are running hands. As you can see, they're open. And he comes with some Speed Force effects that you can put on him to make it look like he's generating electricity while he's running. So these are pretty good effects. You just wrap it around his arms or legs. Now, I believe these look like the ones that came with the Zack Snyder Justice League Flash, but I could be wrong. Now, this figure is absolutely amazing. He has the wings on his helmet, as you can see. And he has wings on his ankles. So that's pretty decent. Now, I really like the look of this figure. I know a lot of people use the Speed Metal J. Garrick Flash as their main Justice Society Flash. They just simply took off the jacket. But I knew that McFarlane would eventually come out with the classic J. Garrick Flash. Eventually. And it came out before I even put out the review for the Speed Metal J. Garrick. So good on McFarlane for being on top of everything. I really like the look of this chest piece. The lightning bolt here looks really nice. Okay. He has a very sleek design, and I like how his sleeves go over his hands to his knuckles, as you can see. And it's like that on these hands too, the running hands. So it looks like his sleeves just go into more like a glove, where his thumb is kind of wrapped around in it. So that's nice. It's a very simple design, but it's amazing. So, alright, so now that we've taken a closer look at this figure, let's take a look at his articulation. So, in his neck and head, he has a dumbbell joint, which gives you the ability to look up this much. He can look all the way down and have his chin touch his chest. He can look side to side, no problem. And he has a decent amount of tilt. So that's pretty good. For his shoulders, he has a butterfly joint, or a rounded hinge, if you'd call it. Okay, he can rotate around like this. He can go 90 degrees. He can go forward, back, all around. He has a double jointed pinned elbow, which gives you the ability he can almost touch his shoulder. And he has a McFarlane ball joint in his wrist. That gives you the ability to hinge up and down like this and rotate 360. He has a diaphragm cut with a double ball peg, which gives you the ability to rotate all around like this. So that's great. He can lean forward, he can lean back, he can lean side to side, and he can rotate to 360 degrees. He has a cut in his waist too. So that gives you the ability to look forward this much, look back, look side to side, and he can rotate at his waist. For his hips, he has the patented McFarlane ratchet hinge, which gives you the ability to do the splits. He can kick forward this much. He can kick back this much. And he has a little bit of rotation. He has a double jointed pinned knee, which gives him the ability to almost kick his back. And he has a McFarlane sculpted ball joint in his ankle, which gives you the ability to kick back this far, kick up this far, and he can rotate, and he has articulation in his toe. Perfect. So, now that we've taken a closer look at his articulation, let's take a look at how he compares with other figures. Alright, so first we're going to see how Jay Garrick stands next to the speed metal Jay Garrick and the Page Puncher's Flash. Okay, here we have Jay Garrick Flash standing next to the Curse of the White Knight Azrael and the DC Rebirth Deathstroke. Alright, so now we have him standing next to the Blackest Night Black Lantern Superman and the Page Puncher Superman. Okay, here we have him standing next to the Book of Boba Fett Throne Room version, and Cobb Vanth. Alright, so here we have him standing next to the DC Rebirth Batman and the Tim Drake Robin. Alright, so here we have him standing next to a few other figures with lightning bolts on their chest. We have the Black Adam movie wave of figures, Black Adam, and the Page Puncher's Black Adam. So I think that's going to be about it for today. Thanks for joining me on another episode of Action Figure This Out, where we took a look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Classic Jay Garrick Flash. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews of your favorite action figures as well. Don't hesitate to leave a comment. What's your favorite version of Flash? Again, this is Garrick with Action Figure This Out, signing off.